I'm going to show you how to become a vampire and how to cure vampirism in the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered. So first you need a place to get it. So one of those places is the Gutted Mine. That's where most you'll probably end up getting it, but there's lots of random places that have vampires. There's Fort Redmond, there is Fort Vlastaris, and there's tons of caves and other forts and things that will have vampires in them. You won't even really know they're vampires. They just seem like humans. So what happens is every time that a vampire hits you, it'll give you a chance of contracting the disease. Now, I don't know if resist disease on Argonian makes it less likely, but man, I had to have these guys beat the hell out of me for like a good 2 to 3 minutes on novice difficulty. But eventually you'll get a magic buff that's drain fatigue 5 points. And if you click it over here in your active effects, on the right it'll be called porphyric hemophilia. That is the vampire disease. Now you are on a timer. You have a certain amount of time before you become a vampire. So now at this point, if you want to cure it, it's still easy to cure if you catch it right away, if you notice. If you go through a place like that, though, and you didn't notice that you were fighting vampires, you might be in trouble. But if you were fighting them and then after the dungeon you check and you go, oh no, you have 3 days where it's very easy. All you gotta do is go to your inventory, go to your alchemy tab, and then scroll down until you find a food that will cure disease, or if you have a potion of cure disease, that'll also do it. You can also just buy them from the alchemy store if you can't find any in here. So here's a good example. Whatever effect, if you have more than one effect from higher alchemy, it's the top effect that actually works. So this mandrake root, its top effect is cure disease. So I can eat that. I go to my magic tab, and then, oh, drain fatigue is not gone. Oh, nope, there we go. It was a glitch. You have to tab out. Oh my God. It didn't work how I thought it did, but it does. Okay, so yeah, you have to tab out of inventory, tab back in, and then your disease is gone, and you're not going to turn into a vampire anymore. Now, there's also a way to cure it after you turn into a vampire, but first, let's turn into a vampire. Let's talk about that. So the way that turning into a vampire works is after 3 days from the time you contracted it, you will become a vampire, but you don't become a vampire in one single day. It happens in stages. So first 3 days, nothing happens. At the end of the 3rd day, you'll have some strange dreams and visions it'll say and stuff, and then suddenly you'll become a vampire. But it actually won't be totally sudden, because after the 3 days, nothing seems like it'll have happened until you actually rest in a bed. So you really won't notice till you level up. When you do it, it'll tell you about some dreams, stuff like that, and now suddenly you're becoming a vampire. So the first day, you'll get a few active effects like this, you know, fortify acrobatics and different things, fortify destruction. It'll give you some basic vampire skills, resist paralysis, etc. So that, and even resist normal weapons. So, but your transformation isn't complete, so you'll have to wait another 24 hours and then sleep at the bed again, and then you'll have to wait 24 more hours and do it again. At least that was how it worked on the original, so unless they changed it. So we're going to sleep 1 more hour, and then I guess, I don't know, maybe you don't have to sleep to do it now. I don't know, but either way, it on the original at least, it progressed each day until you were a full vampire after 3 additional days. Okay, so you don't need to rest to the bed. I just waited another 24 hours and just popped this message up without actually sleeping in the bed. But yeah, you have another dream, more stuff happening. And then I'm not sure just yet if I'm a full vampire or not. I don't know, so I'll wait 2 more days to see. Okay, I'm not exactly sure which way it triggers. I tried waiting for like 4 days and nothing happened, and then I slept and I leveled up and nothing happened, and then I waited after sleeping, and then so some combination of waiting and sleeping, and then somehow eventually some combo of that will finish it off, and then you'll take an insane amount of sun damage when you go out in the sun. So now you're a vampire, and well, be careful of being outside, because waiting outside will actually kill you. It won't just cancel the wait, it'll just kill you. So that time will pass no matter what. But yeah, you take damage when out in the sun now, so be very careful of that. It's a lot of damage. Also, I don't know what happened, but my horns are gone. But after the 4th day, you have all your magical powers too. You have this one called Reign of Terror, puts silence on touch and demoralize on touch. There's a vampire seduction, vampire seduction, puts charm on touch. I think the others might be on self. There's Embrace of Shadows, gives Night Eye and Invisibility. Can only be used once per day. There's Hunter's Sight, Detect Life on self, and Night Eye on self. So the advantages and disadvantages of being a vampire. The advantages are those abilities I just showed you. You also get 100% disease resistance and 100% resistance to paralysis. You also get, at level 4 vampirism, you get 20% resist normal weapons, which makes you take that much less damage from arrows and swords and things. One of the weaknesses, though, you get 50% weakness to fire, which is not great. You get 20 additional skills and attributes for a few different ones, like strength, willpower, speed, illusion, athletics, etc. And That's really it for the advantages. The disadvantages are you take sun damage, and at level 4 vampirism, you take an insane amount of sun damage. You can reduce your vampirism temporarily by feeding on someone when they're sleeping, which I'll show you in a second. But then that diminishes the whole point of being a vampire because those bonuses get reduced to level 1 vampirism, which only gives you a little bit of those things I just talked about. And you lose all the abilities except for Hunter's side at that point. Then you have to wait 4 days to get all the way back up to vampirism level 4. So it's kind of, because of that, it's honestly either full commit to being a vampire and just take sun damage and only go out at night, or why are you even a vampire, and then you should probably just cure it, which we'll talk on in a second. First, though, in order to feed, go inside somewhere where you aren't going to die to the sunlight, and then wait until like midnight or 1 when everybody's sleeping. Now we need to find someone who's sleeping. They can't be dead. They can't be paralyzed. The beggar over here in the Imperial Waterfront, Imperial City Waterfront, this one's pretty good. So all you got to do is crouch, and it has an interact button that'll appear next to him. And you press that button and say feed, and then doing this will return you to vampirism level 1, and then over the next few days you'll slowly get all your vampirism back. Now you know, often you'll just have to break into people's houses to do this and stuff. It's whichever way you want to do it. Also, if you get Deep Score and Hollow down here, there's one of the upgrades that'll just put a person in there who sleeps often that you can do, you know, feed off them. Simplifies it a little bit if you want to do it that way. But it's something you're going to continually have to do in order to not take sun damage, so it's just a big pain in the ass in my opinion. So if you want to cure vampirism, what you have to do is go down to Leeuwin Northeast Gate, follow the coast until you come across a Deep Score and Hollow. It'll look like this. You'll see a bridge on your way in. You'll be all this broken down stuff, and what you'll do is between these two buildings, or all this stuff down here, you jump down, and there's like a log with a door in it, and this is Deep Score and Hollow. And actually, you don't even need any upgrades, I just remembered, in order to cure the vampirism. You can just come in here and cure it, even when it's like level, you know, fully engaged after those first 3 days. This is actually the only way that you can cure it after you wait the 3 days and actually become a vampire. You come in here in that first room on the left, right here, you'll find this room like this. There's a shrine here that you can activate in order to cure vampirism, but you will need an ingredient, which conveniently enough is in here. So in the corner, there's this purge blood crystal formation. You'll take the purge blood salts from it. These respawn every 3 days, by the way, so you can actually just get as many of those as you want. And then what you can do is go over to the Font of Renewal, activate it, and cure the vampirism. And then your vampirism will be cured. You can go to magic, check in here. There's no longer anything with vampirism, and you're all good to go. So that's vampirism in a nutshell. I know there's like a quest that you need it for, and there's an option to get it at the end of one of the quest lines, either a Thieves Guild or Dark Brotherhood. I can't remember. But if you were deciding whether or not to do it, or if you just randomly got it, I also heard that you can get it by just sleeping, because randomly a vampire can feed on you while you're sleeping by random, like, I don't know what the percentage chance of that event happening, and then you're just totally screwed, and then you're probably looking up this video. But whatever the reason, if you were debating whether or not to have it, or whether you had it and just didn't want it, hopefully I answered all your questions. Now you know how to get vampirism and how to cure vampirism in Oblivion Remastered.